Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Anna Nicole Smith, You Don't Know Me. And this is a new documentary from Netflix that tells the story of Anna Nicole Smith, who is an iconic Playboy model and Guess jeans model who blazed trail in the 90s, married a richer, older man, escaped to the Bahamas, had great loss in her family, and of course the tragic death of herself. And this film brings a lot of depth into looking at who Anna Nicole Smith was. You get her backstory, her version of her own backstory. You get the element of her childhood friends, one of her first lovers, this woman who she was really close friends with for years. You get perspective of her family and other people that made impacts in her life. And it's very interesting that this film paints such a complicated figure because everybody seems to have very different perspectives on who Anna Nicole Smith really was. This small town girl who just charmed everybody, who turned into a drug addict, to some who said she became an extremely controlling and selfish person, to her desperately trying to deal with the loss of her husband, who wound up not leaving her anything because of this court battle with her husband's son, and all of these different kinds of things. And I remember seeing all this stuff filling news and tabloids when I was growing up, and this film really captures a complete and utter chaos that was the life of Anna Nicole Smith. Now, some of the issues of this documentary is, one, it's so gloomy and feels very cheap and cheesy at times because it's trying to shoot this like a true crime documentary. Like, if you watched any Netflix true crime documentaries, there's certain elements in the cinematography and how things are staged and stuff like that, and they kept using it here, and it just didn't fit because this isn't a true crime story. Like, this isn't this, there's a mystery here. No, it's Anna Nicole Smith. And it just felt way out of place. It murked up the storytelling and the tone and the perspectives. This does have some very interesting interviews with a lot of different people from her life and a lot of conflicting things thrown into this film, and some of which are really inappropriate to, should they have really been playing this? And I won't even wonder how they even got access to some of the intimate tapes that you actually hear here in this documentary. And it's uncomfortable to listen to because it feels so violating to the subject of the film. And this film just feels so misguided on some level and so just tone deaf in another. And yeah, it does a good job of breaking out her story, which also, this is a 2-hour documentary and it felt like it could have been condensed. But the thing is, it's just this pretty moving tale of this spiraling and falling star who charmed everybody for the most part, and then having to see these horrible things that she went through. It's such a big thing in this film, and it lands well in those aspects, but just from a filmmaking standpoint and from just an overall, this just felt sleazy at times and didn't really feel like it was a fair, objective look at this woman's life. And felt like it had a very obvious and malicious kind of agenda to look at this woman, and it just felt off. There's aspects that I felt really worked, and others that really took me out of the film. So it's a strange middle place and awkwardness, but in general, if you're really into Anna Nicole Smith or biopic documentaries like that, this has some interesting elements. Might be worth a try on Netflix. But those are my thoughts on Anna Nicole Smith, You Don't Know Me. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.